Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well this morning. Jeez Louise Almighty. Gosh. No guarantees that it's not going to be all stuttery and stuttering and all kinds of weirdness today. Everything's acting a little funky this morning. It might just be my internet connection. It happens. It's good to see all you fine people. Hey, JW, good to see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all nuts. Oh, yes. And Alabama Rose. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. Oh, man, it has been forever since I've seen you. Hey, Christine, good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Timmy Bugard, nice to see you. Lexi, awesome, awesome. JW fan, JD fan, good to see you. Man, oh man, what a wonderful group of people here this morning. Got Elkie, nice to see you. And it's got, let's see, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Good morning to you also. Man, it is an insane day. Sadie, good morning. Patrick W, good to see you. Good morning. Yeah, so in case you guys hadn't been able to keep up with it, I know that I hadn't been able to because I've been in and out all day. Well, yesterday was in and out all day. But it looked like Expert was keeping you guys updated on what was going on with the crew for Friday Night Live and keeping you up to date on Dollywood. Had lots of stuff. He was just hanging out, letting you guys know what the updates were. Hopefully, we've got a nice crew that's going to be showing up there at Friday Night Live tonight. That's going to be pretty damn awesome for all you guys. Have a wonderful day. A wonderful evening, and then we've got the morning show that's going to be going on. It's wonderful. Um, yeah. So what has been going on with all you guys? I did send an invite out to a few of those guys if they're even awake. More than likely they're not. They probably have no chance of waking up anytime soon if Baker was involved. He likes to keep them up late. That expert. And I don't think anybody ended up in prison yet. Not saying that that's not possible. Just saying I don't think that happened. We'll see. we no guarantees on that one with that group. Good morning, Captain Kern. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, what do we have going on for you guys this morning? Well, it looks like there's going to be some more bull chicanery going on because that's what happens. It is news. It is news. So you're driving your Tesla is going to get more expensive. Your Leafs, all of those, it's going to get more and more expensive because U.S. proposes ending new federal leases in nation's biggest coal region. So on Thursday, they proposed to end new coal leasing from federal reserves in the most productive coal mining region in the U.S. as officials seek to limit climate changing greenhouse gas emissions from the burning fuel. Hmm. Well, what happens whenever you cut those out? You're all kinds of achy, chilly, and dreary here. Oh, well, thank goodness for pain medication. I hope that your visit went very well. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said it's going to get more expensive for you, all you Tesla owners, to operate your vehicles because those are coal burning cars. Yeah, you got your Teslas, your Leafs, they're all coal burning cars. That's what they use. And they don't want you building nuclear power plants. Well, you know. So the Bureau of Land Management proposal would affect millions of acres. Like when we say millions of acres, they mean millions of hectares. Hectares. It's like what is a hectare? Like 3.2 acres, something like that, of federal lands and underground mineral reserves in the Powder River Basin area of Wyoming and Montana. The immediate impact is likely to be limited because coal leases take many years to develop and demand has flagged in recent years. Not really. It's increased. But the proposal drew a harsh pushback from Republicans in Congress, coming just weeks after Joe Biden's Democrat administration unveiled an air quality rule that would force many, if not all, of the coal-fired power plants to reduce their pollution or shut down. Thursday proposal was made in response to a 2022 court order that said two federal land management plans drafted for the Powder River Basin during former President Trump's administration had failed to adequately take into account climate change and public health problems caused by burning coal. Hmm, really? So, in response, Biden administration is issuing plans that would stop coal from being burned. That's the best way to put it. Federal officials say anticipate coal mining to continue from existing leases through 2041 in Wyoming and 2060 at a mine in Montana because, well, we don't want to. It's all about image. You have to make the image look good. Give me a plan. We got to have a plan. The plans are subject to a 30-day public protest period before they become final. Uh-huh. Another Montana mine, the Spring Creek mine, could run out of federal coal reserves by 2035, more than 50 years earlier than if leases were continued to be issued. 14 active coal mines in the region in 22 produced almost 260 million short tons of coal, about 40% of total U.S. production. Hmm. That means we'd be getting it from somewhere else, I'm guessing. Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense. We found some things that the shoulders are doing they shouldn't, but yeah. Uh well, hopefully they get it figured out, get it all straightened up. Yeah, hopefully they get that all straightened out for you because that really sucks. Yet mining volumes already had dropped by almost half over the past 2 decades as competition from renewable energy and cheap natural gas shuttered many coal-fired power plants. But because now cheap natural gas, they've shut down that process on a good amount. Hey, I will take care of you in a short bit over there on Reddit on Rumble. I will actually make sure that you get taken care of right now because I'm not going to have you doing that kind of crap on my channel. So I will. Give me just a second, folks. I've got to go over here and deal with a fool. A fool. Let me get in here. My content. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go in here because this idiot has to. Let me get this guy taken care of really quick because it will be mute user and somebody decided to come in and put in some garbage into my chat that isn't appropriate. Gotta love that when that happens. Come dropping stuff in there that's not appropriate. Oh, excellent, excellent. Look at that. Erin Olivia. Hey all, 5 hours from Knoxville. Almost there. You were just gonna be making it. November can't come out soon enough. Don't maybe break out chippy early already. Yeah, I understand. It's gonna get crazier and crazier. Oh, I already got it taken care of, Tammy. It's I don't deal with scammers trying to come onto my channel and do crap like that. I'll just mute them and block the user from ever coming back in. So 14 active coal mines in the region in 2022, yet mining volumes already had dropped by almost half over the past 2 decades, of course. Conservationists said the proposal marks a historic shift for the nation's coal program, which over the past half century allowed companies to extract billions of tons of fuel at low cost from massive strip mines, primarily in the western states. Mark Fix, a southeast Montana rancher, a member of the Northern Plains Resource Council Conservation Group, said the Biden administration proposal was a common sense plan given the. Well, let's look at what the Northern Plains Resource Council Conservation Group does. So he's a rancher, huh? I'll bet he owns a pretty big ranch. Let's just do it. Let's see. Our mission. Well, let's see. It's pretty interesting what they. What they uh-huh. Yeah, it looks like they're not the kind of people that I would want handling stuff. Ah, makes sense. Yeah, they're very much promoting being Democrats. Hmm, that makes sense. I was sitting there looking to see who these were through '70s. They basically have 79. Yeah, they're very much into the. Yep, makes sense. I got it. Never mind. Yeah, I see the kind of group that they are. they don't they don't like resources. They think that we should be living off of batteries and solar. It's just like, okay. Oh, hey, Emma girl, how's it going? Hey, Shady. Hey, Sadie, good to see you. Sorry, Emma's girl. Oof, crazy stuff. Let me see if this guy came back and put anything back on my. Nope, doesn't look like it. Yeah, we should be good. If I just want to double check and make sure, because sometimes people like to. Yep, they decided to do it again. All right. Well, if they're going to do it again, then all I have to do is just go in there. Yeah, I've got asshole on my Rumble side that's dropping links that will get you in trouble. So I'm going to have to go in here and deal with them really quick and make sure that he is completely deleted. And that is enable slow chat. There we go. That works. And let me do that real quick. I'll be right back. Give me just a. Back and back and back. Wife was busy getting ready to walk out the door for her conference. Okay, got breakfast and coffee. You can start the now. Everybody's saying, yeah, imagine Rambo. Yeah, I don't have Rambo loaded up on this computer. It's on my other one. And I thought I had it in the main Dropbox, but of course I don't. So this is what you get. Yeah, I'm looking at this particular group, and it seems to me that they want to reclaim uh, the land. Um, they don't want to. They they just the group is very much left wing liberal politics. Um, very big into uh, things like Jimmy Carter and anything that had to do. I mean, they're like one of their first pictures that came popping up was Jimmy Carter. I was like, oh, okay, great, yeah. Their common sense plan, given the current state of the coal market. Coal companies in this region have already decades locked coal up under the lease. It's hard to imagine if they'll find buyers that far into the future, given the competition from more affordable energy sources. Elected officials in Wyoming, Montana responded with outrage. Well, yeah, characterizing the proposal an assault on domestic energy sources that will kill coal jobs and cost the states millions in lost revenue, which it would. But that's what you get whenever you go to bed with fools. Give me just a second. Something is want to make sure everything's happening like it should here. Seems like my audio may be a little bit funky, but hey, whatever. I don't know what else to do with it. And make sure that I've got my audio set to the right thing. Because sometimes it's not set to the right thing. And that's it. Okay. I think I may be on the wrong audio. Give me just a second. Sometimes this happens. I get on the wrong audio and don't even realize it. Audio, maybe. I think this is right. We'll see. There we go. That might be better. Maybe not. We'll see. My audio's been just acting a little bit funky. So that may be better. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, okay. You think it sounds fine right now? Well, if it starts sounding funky, just let me know. It's a little hard to tell with this microphone. It's a little bit different. Yeah, you get to go to your first lady's dinner thingy at church this early evening. You're excited. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, so the Wyoming has been targeted left and right by rule after rule handed down by this administration. Wyoming coal is needed now more than ever to power our nation and the world. Montana Republican Ryan Zinke, who sought to boost coal production with little success while serving as Trump's Interior Secretary. Um, Funny, I was in the military with a guy named Zinke. I don't remember what his first name was. I just remember his last name. Said coal provides reliable power for the electric grid, and modern mining technologies have reduced its environmental impacts. However, the improved technologies have not halted greenhouse gas emissions from burning coal to make electricity. Ending federal leasing would reduce those emissions by the equivalent of 293 million tons of carbon dioxide annually, according to the government analyses. That comparable to the emissions from about 63 million gasoline powered vehicles, the analysis said. Okay. So if we eliminate gasoline powered vehicles, eliminate coal burning plants, then you want to try to operate and you don't want to install nuclear energy. Sounds to me like you're just working your way into a crisis. That's what it sounds like to me. But hey, what do I know? I'm just an idiot. YouTube not loading on my laptop, doing this on your phone. Can't be Wi-Fi because phone on the same system. Ooh. And it could be my stuff acting funky. Who knows? Long-standing partisan divide over federal coal reserves was deepened by a 2016 federal lease sale moratorium under Barack Obama. Trump officials scuttled the moratorium before it was revived in 22 by a federal judge. An appeals court on Friday, February, stuck it down, raising fears among environmentalists of a potential mining resurgence on federal lands. Thursday's proposals and the increasingly bleak market for coal in the U.S. would make such a resurgence more difficult. Connor Bernstein, the National Mining Association, said the change to the coal program handcuffs the industry's ability to respond to the market and make plans for future mining. Global coal production has reached new highs in recent years, even as mining companies in the U.S. have faced declining demand. Well, that's because we can ship those out and make money off of it. The money that you want to tax us in exorbitantly amounts on. Isn't that wonderful? Just great. And of course, we have more policies that will screw us up, because people don't learn. They never do learn. So, hmm, how to put this? How to put this? 70 years ago, school integration was a dream. Many believed it could actually happen, and it hasn't. Well, why would that be? 70 years ago this week, U.S. Supreme Court ruled separating children in schools by race was unconstitutional. Agree. So why hasn't it taken hold? Well, because of the same policies that everyone said, hey, we need to stop, segregating people. The Democrats have come back in and segregated people again. And what did you expect it was going to happen? On paper, that decision, the fabled Brown versus Board of Education, taught in almost every American classroom, still stands. But for decades, American schools have been resegregating. No, not really. The schools haven't been resegregating. Just people tend to congregate with people that are like-minded. And if you're going to go to a school that doesn't like you because of the color of your skin, why would you continue going there? What, to raise a fuss, raise a stink? I mean, if you're doing that, then you might as well just give up early, because nobody cares. I mean, whenever you go to these colleges currently that are, yeah, you got them saying, hey, see Jews because, Palestine forever and all that kind of crap. How welcoming does that feel to you as a student? Do you want to go to a school like that? Do you want to go to a school that says, well, we we're not going to admit you in, or you have to score higher on your tests because we've got to make room for equity. See, your equity, your diversity, you're celebrating your diversity, and whenever that happens, go ahead, celebrate your diversity. Because while you're celebrating diversity and lowering your standards, I'm going to go to a school that's raising their standards, doesn't give two shits about diversity, and wants to share in a common goal of making your children smarter. And parents are going to send their children to a school that's going to help make their children smarter, that isn't going to feed them a line of bullshit. But for decades, the schools have been resegregating. The country is more diverse. That's what you asked for. This is and this has been a shift over the past mainly 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah, over the past 20 years, they've been pushing for more diversity. This is what you get. You want more diversity? There you go. Now you're diverse. Now fuck off. With students more exposed to classmates from different backgrounds. It's not about exposing you to classmates from different backgrounds. It's, you know, it was common back in the 70s. Um, those that remember is they had this big push of shutting down schools because of the different part of the town that you lived in. So they decided to bus kids from across the school to get to the other school, and so they made it difficult on parents, and difficult on the students. And it's a forced multiplier, like we are forcing you to be with each other. And it got to the point where parents were just like, you know what, I'm sick of your city, I'm sick of your rules, I'm sick of having to force my child to go all the way across to another school. And they moved out of the cities. They got out of the cities. It was part of that great white flight that you heard so much about. My family stayed in town, watched our property values go completely belly up, to the point where the school suffered. The the housing market was suffering already, and it just got worse and worse and worse. To me, it didn't matter. I mean, but to my parents, it did, because they were trying to raise at that time four children, and with another one on the way. And what happened? It got worse and worse and worse. Exactly. Yeah, Malcolm X taught segregation was the answer, but they forgot that too. I saw a video the other day of a Palestinian interviewing a college idiot on why they support Palestine. The dude tore this girl's ego into pieces with facts on how there are no innocents. Yeah, yeah, it's insane. The intense segregation by race is linked to socioeconomic conditions. Schools where students of color compose more than 90% of the student body are 5 times more likely to be located in low income areas. I'm sorry. Are you saying that they have no agency? Are you saying that those people of color have no agency? What kind of racist are you peoples? It says 4 out of 10 Black and Hispanic students attend schools where almost every one of their classmates is another student of color. Wait, didn't you get the memo? Didn't you get the memo? You $100 if you knew any better. You wouldn't have wanted to be, you wanted to send your kids to a white school. We don't want to send our kids to a dark school. We want to send them to a white school. Why is that? Is it back now? Yeah, it happens whenever the my headset craps. I might need to new charge on it. Let me see. Yep, my battery's about dead on this thing. Give me a second to get a charge on this thing. It'll probably keep muting out if I don't. I'll have to get it fixed here. Give me just a second. I gotta find the charge port for it. Yeah, this I should have charged it up last night, but I suck. Yeah, I know. There we go. That should keep it charged for just a little bit longer, at least until the end of the day. Oh, now me personally, I went to primarily black schools up until the point that we went to a private school, and that private school was costly. I mean, it's very expensive, but it at the time my parents believed it was going to give us the best education that we could get. They were scammed, but they did what they thought was right. Schools where students of color compose of more than 90% of the student body are 5 times more likely to be located in low-income areas that take the most amount of money. That in turn has resounding academic consequences. Why are you saying that low-income areas schools where schools are high poverty schools have worse outcomes? Why is that? Why is it that those schools have worse outcomes? They're receiving more money than the other schools. They're receiving even more money than private schools, and they have worse outcomes. I wonder why it is that they have worse outcomes. Fundamentally basic error, check charge. Yeah, I know. I did. I did. Efforts to slow or reverse the increasing separation of American schools have stalled. Hmm. Slowly have chipped away into dream outline and at the dream outlined in the case of Brown v. Board, leaving fewer and fewer tools in the hands of districts to integrate schools by the early 2000s. Well, what did you expect? The arc of the moral universe in this case doesn't seem to be bending towards justice, equity, justice. School integration exists as little more than an idea in America right now, a little more than a memory, said Derek Black, a law professor at the University of Southern California. It's actually an idea that pretty good majority of Americans think is a good idea, but that's all. The resegregation of Charlotte Mecklenburg, blah, blah, blah. More than just diverse schools. No, you've created this system for it to happen. You've made it. You made it that. Yawn. Happy Friday, all. Good morning. You taught English part-time in a French school, 8 to 12-year-olds. Friday morning was dedicated to French politics. Whole school had to attend. Rest of the week was educating the kids. I know. Weird, isn't it? The dream of Brown was never as simple as diversity. Wait a second. No, because now you want to change the plan. Because see, you eliminated equality because equal income, equal input defines equal output. Equal input, equal output. You don't get more than you put in. But what they did is they changed it. They created this made up bullshit of diversity. And then on top of that, they eliminated equality and they started calling it equity. Well, this is what you get whenever you have your equity dumbasses. If you want equity, there you go. Equity is about segregation. It's about creating others. It's about having people that are others. I mean, it's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, and don't give two shits because I don't have any kids. I don't have to worry about it. Future generations, they can go F off for all I care. I don't have to worry about that. Well, am I going to have to worry about it whenever I retire? No, I'm not going to have to worry about them whenever I retire. Because more than likely, Social Security won't even be there whenever I retire. And if it is, it isn't going to be worth fighting for. So, what would be the point? What would be the point of dealing with these fools? Well, what about the people that do need it? Well, this is what happens whenever you don't get out there and vote, whenever you don't pay attention to what's going on in the world around you, is you end up with this bullshit. The opportunity that came with it from the beginning, funding and integration have been inseparable. White schools and districts have more resources, and this is wrong, said Ari Americander, a former Obama administration official and the founder of Brown's Promise. But it's a reality that undermines opportunity for students of color and it undermines our future democracy. Hmm. Wider schools and districts have more resources? Tell me how that's possible. How could they have more wider schools have more resources? What are the resources that they have? Would it be that a teacher isn't forced to teach a class, isn't forced to show up to a school where they're violently attacked, yelled at, screamed at, called pieces of shit, called garbage, unless they treat the children like prisoners? I mean, why would I want to be any part of that? If I was a teacher, why would I go into one of the poor neighborhoods to have my car broken into, have my tires slashed, be attacked, be yelled at, um, and told that I'm a colonizer, I'm garbage, I'm trash. And if I come in there and I teach the the the, the made up history that these assholes want is the only way that I want to succeed. I don't teach them English. I don't teach them writing skills. I don't teach them. I just pass them through from one class to the next without ever actually teaching them. How is it doing justice to anything? And you're saying, oh, they have more resources. The wider schools have more resources. No, they're actually given less resources. And it's not a white school. Remember Brown v. Board? They're not white schools. Black students are more than welcome to go there. Hispanic students are more than welcome to go there. What they're not going there? Why aren't they going there? Well, because they can't afford the houses in that neighborhood. They're out of the school district. They've redistricted the area, whatever it might be. Well, then move. Just keep moving. Go with the flow. Are you saying that these people don't have agency? They're not able to do it? Exactly. Democracy, we're a constitutional republic. People will learn the hard way after the gulags. No, they won't. They'll never learn. We remember Brown v. Brown is the end of segregated schools in the United States, but stating values does not alone change reality. Though the case was decided in 1954, it was followed by more than a decade of delay and avoidance before the school districts began to meaningfully allow black students to enter white schools. It took further court rulings, monitoring, and enforcement to bring the short-lived era of integration to hundreds of school districts. For the students who took part in those disintegration programs, their life trajectory changed. The more years spent in integrated schools, the better black children fared on measures like educational attainment, graduation rates, health, and earning potential, but no adverse effects on white children. But I thought there was it didn't matter. Maybe because they were treated equally, they were treated the same way. Did you ever think of that? But you guys forced, it's the same people that are bitching and moaning about this are the ones that forced integration or segregation back in. You started calling white people colonizers. You start attacking, or you start abusing, you start telling white people to take a knee over some bullshit George Floyd crap. What do you think is going to be the outcome? That was just your latest one. But you've been doing this for the past 20 years. You've been acting like assholes to people that you don't agree with, calling them garbage. And after a period of time, they just walk away and say, well, if I'm garbage, I'm going to go be garbage elsewhere. Just saying. If you don't like me here, I'm happy to leave. I will. You'll see it in California. If you're treated like shit out in California, why would you stay out in California? You pack your bags up, you leave, you go elsewhere. And hopefully you don't bring the same policies that got you there in the first place. It took further court rulings, monitoring enforcement, bring the short-lived era of integration to hundreds of school districts. And for a brief period, it seemed the country recognized the deeper remedies required, all things being equal. With no history of discrimination, it might well be desirable to assign pupils to schools nearest their homes. In the 1971 decision that upheld the use of busing to integrate schools in North Carolina, but all things are not equal in a system that has been deliberately constructed and maintained to enforce racial segregation. No, that was not true. But not long after, another series of court decisions would unwind those outcomes. 50 years ago, in Milken v. Bradley, this court struck down a plan for integrating Detroit public schools across school district lines. The ruling undermined desegregation efforts in the North and Midwest, where small districts allowed white families to escape integration. And this is where it got crazy. I wish all those entertainers that said they would leave the country actually did what they said they would do. Exactly. Good morning, Alabama Rose. Hit that smash like and rub it, lick it, or leave it as just as long as your DNA is on that thumbs up. You are awesome. Thanks, Rose. Other decision followed. In Preman v. Pitts, the court ruled resegregation from the private choice and demographic shifts could not be monitored by the court. More than 200 districts were released from court-monitored desegregation plans by 2007. What happened in the past? I mean, so you're saying so it was in 50 years ago they did that. That would have been in the 74. Okay. So what happened in 74? What happened between 71 where segregation was really starting to happen, and then all of a sudden they skip forward to 2007? Okay. Just imagine 77, 70, 80, 90, 2000. What happened in 2000? What happened in 2007 that really changed people's ideas about all this? Hmm. Do you remember 2007? Hmm. What was happening in 2007, folks? Come on. Come on. Anybody that's been around long enough knows exactly what happened in 2007, because it was followed by 2008, and you know what happened in 2008 that made 2008 such a wonderful year. No, think about it. It had nothing to do with elections. Well, it did, but come on, guys. No, 2007. Remember, in 2007, it was almost completely mandated that banks, and this was brought about by congressmen and senators, that banks had to be equitable. Well, 2007 is whenever the floor closures happened, but in 2007, it was almost impossible for you to not get a loan. You could take out $1 million loan if you wanted to. I mean, it was building up to 2007. 2008 is whenever the housing market crashed. But before that, it was it was a big, massive push to basically move low income families into richer neighborhoods. And the way that they were doing that was by basically giving loans that people couldn't afford to pay back. That was the big push. And then, of course, the housing market tanked in 2008. I know, because we bought a house right before then. Uh, Interest rate was a weird interest rate. We didn't have to have a whole lot of down payment. Luckily for us, we were making good money. We could keep our mortgage payments up. But for a lot of families, that didn't happen. And then it became all about the white man causing these problems whenever it wasn't. It was your politicians that voted this crap in because they wanted to be equitable. I mean, it's easy to watch the chain of events happen as it happens, as it unfolds, as it goes to shit, and then turn around and blame it on somebody else. No, don't you worry. Loans 125% of the value of the property, no checking on their ability to pay back. Yes, that would have been it right there. Because they wanted to have integration into the white neighborhoods, not realizing it's not the white people, it's not the neighborhoods, it's the will, in spite of the bullshit shenanigans that people are playing, that people succeed. If if you have horrible crappy teachers that are all about telling you that your child needs to be wearing some sort of pronoun on their fucking sleeve, like some like some uh what is it, Yahtzee, like you have to wear this pronoun, you have to be this. Whenever this kind of bullshit happens, you end up with these kinds of issues. You've got bad teachers in bad neighborhoods teaching horrible untruths and things that are not real, and making it difficult for those that are telling the truth and giving you what is really happening. Those that want to deny what the Civil War was about, those that want to deny what the American Revolution was about, those that want to deny when America was founded. These is where you start running into these problems. But oh no, those things are more important than teaching civics, teaching math. No, it becomes Common Core math. And you wonder why schools in more affluent neighborhoods are doing well, because they're teaching the children the truth. If you tell a kid 2 plus 2 could equal 5, then you're not doing them a favor. You're you're bowing down to the lowest common denominator to get something done, and that's what you're going to get out of your school is the lowest common denominator. Your children are going to fail, and they're going to pass that on from generation to generation to generation to generation. Did anyone get the name of the truck that ran over me? Brother. That's a good one. I hope they got you good. If you have tools taken away from you by the Supreme Court, then you really don't have a whole lot of tools. One district is a microcosm. Okay. Don't know, don't care. The arc of history is clear. The city where the landmark Swain bus originated. At its peak, Charlotte Mecklenburg School was considered such a success at integrating classrooms and closing the gap between black and white students that educators around the country came to tour the district. Today, more than 20 years after the court ruling overturning busing students on the basis of race, CMS is the most segregated district in North Carolina. Why? While there is no laws that keep kids siloed by race and income in so many schools, that is a reality. That's just the way it works. Didn't even drink yesterday. Oh, wow. That's pretty bad if you didn't even drink yesterday. Cindy, I know it's really, but how are you doing? Mm-hmm. Charlotte's sprawling complex busing plan brought black and white students into the same schools and by extension made white children resources available to black students for the first time, which is the same resources black students have. The district integration program ended when white families sued after their children did not get their top choice of school placement in a lottery that considered race. Or how about by I think that people get a little aggravated when race becomes more important than an education. Just saying. I think that Mother Nature is mine's name. My body hates the bad weather. Uh, Instead, this district created a school assignment process that said diversity. There you go. Black families are more likely to try to use the choice plan to pick an alternative school and were more likely to get none of the magnet schools they wanted. In the decades that followed, the district resegregated. Years of busing had unwound the segregated makeup of the schools, but the underlying disparities in residential segregation had been left untouched. Charlotte is a place where the divide between affluence and poverty and the clear racial lines that mirror it are so stark. Jesus Christ, is this one of those that was written by AI? I swear to God. This I swear was written by AI, because this line right here is a total AI line. Charlotte is a place where the divide between affluence and poverty and the clear racial lines that mirror it are so stark that people who live there refer to the city in two parts of the well-off wedge and the poor crescent. How could anything other than an explicit consideration of those conditions ever hope to ameliorate? Oh, Jesus Christ. See, now it's using words that I don't even understand. That's what happens with my education. Solutions to segregated schools exist in this context. Okay. So why are they going off about this whole segregation thing? And I mean, it's not just that story. They also have this, and because America's most diverse and more segregated. Segregation. Why? Is it because today was the Brown v. Board stuff? No, 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 no. That is the mistake that you're making. It has nothing to do with Brown v. Board. It never did. These two stories had nothing to do with it. All the reason why that the AP picked up on this story is this right here. Biden marks Brown v. Board of Education anniversary amid signs of erosion in black voter support. Now you're understanding where the AP stands. It has nothing to do with black voter support. It's just waning for Biden. Is losing the support. The Oval Office visit Thursday to commemorate the 1954 Brown v. Board of Education decision to disintegrate desegregation of schools comes with Biden stepping up efforts to highlight his administration commitment to, there it is, racial equity. Not equality, but equity. Two different things. The president courted black voters in Atlanta and Milwaukee this week with a pair of black radio interviews in which he promoted his record on jobs, health care, and infrastructure, and of course attacked Donald Trump. But it is hilarious that this part of racial equity means that he's running to court voters after he's been screwing them over for the past 4 years. Well, almost 4 years. Well, in his case, it's been well since the what 70s, whenever he was elected into Congress or Senate or whatever the hell it was. Yep. Did they ask Biden what he meant by racial jungle? Did they ask any of those questions? Biden is scheduled Friday to deliver remarks at the National Museum of African American History and Culture, along with VP Kamala Harris, which is about as diverse as a dog turd. Meet with leaders of the Divine Nine, a group of historically black sororities and fraternities, and the president on Sunday is set to deliver the commencement address at Morehouse College, the historically black college in Atlanta. Well, why would it be a black college? Why isn't it why is it segregated? Why do you have to have a segregated school? Why does it have to be just a black college? You want to eliminate segregation. Why don't you eliminate why do you have black colleges? Why don't you just have colleges? Hmm. It's a thought. Why does it have to be a black college? Why does it have to be a white college? I don't know. I'm confused. I thought you wanted segregation. Didn't Brown v. Board say that segregation was bad? I guess it's not. I guess it's okay if you're black to segregate. Hmm. Well, maybe that's what happens. Oh, it's not segregation when we do. I'm sorry, Jack Buck. I'm sorry. I should have known. I should have known. It's not segregation whenever we do it. It's not racism whenever we do it. It's just the way it goes. It would be called racist if called anything else. Oh. So during Thursday's visit by litigants and their families, the conversation was largely focused on honoring the plaintiffs in the ongoing battle to bolster education in black communities. What litigants are they talking about? I'm not understanding why this is such a weird line. What lit what litigants? I'm plaintiffs and I am confused. Did I miss something? I must have missed something. I miss part of this story? Okay. Because first it talks about him going to the National Museum of African American, which I don't understand either. You're American or you're African. You're there's the little double thing. It doesn't make any sense. AI must have screwed up again because I'm looking at this and it says historically black college in Atlanta and speak with an NAACP gala in Detroit. And then the next line says during Thursday's visit by litigants and their families, the conversation was largely focused on honoring the plaintiffs in the ongoing battle to bolster education in black communities, according to participants. What litigants and what plaintiffs? I am so screwed up here. This makes no sense to me. Good job. He commended them for changing our nation for the better and committed to continue his fight to move us closer to the promise of American White House senior advisor Stephen. I don't. What are they talking about? I am completely lost. Like, whoever wrote this really screwed this up. Really screwed this story up. He commended them for changing our nation for the better and committed to what what are what does this have to do with anything? Litigants and their families, plaintiffs, ongoing battle, and then has nothing to do with the story before then. But what it does show you is Biden faces a difficult reelection battle in November, is looking to repeat his success with black voters, except you've burned them every step of the way. I mean, what did you expect? They were just going to, that they, you take away their agency, saying that you're going to take care of them, and then you treat them like shit. I don't accept the premise that there's any erosion of black support for Biden, said NAACP President Derek Johnson. This election. Yeah, my audio keeps crapping out because the thing shuts off after it hasn't listened to any sound. Among those who took part in the meeting were John Stokes, Brown plan. Okay, so they had to add a bunch of stuff in there. This makes more sense. I get it. Two paragraphs down. Yeah, two paragraphs down. I get it now finally because none of this made any sense. This must have been added in later. Horrible editor should be fired for even thinking this because all it is Biden basically he's He recognized that back in the 50s and 40s, when Jim Crow was rampant, that folks you see were taking a risk when they signed on in part of this case. He said, anytime you push back on Jim Crow and segregation, your life, your livelihood, your home, you were taking a risk. He thanked them for taking that risk. Don't know what the hell they're talking about. See, it's just all miscombobulated. And of course, in recent days, dispatched Benjamin to meet with Morehouse students and faculty. Benjamin told reporters Thursday that the situation in the Middle East was among the issues he discussed with students. I'm this whole story. I don't know where in the fuck they got this from, but this is like the absolute worst editing and written story that I've ever fucking read. It's almost like listening to Biden have a speech. The AI just like completely jacked it. I am so confused also. I mean, I'm so confused to the point where I have no I've got to do something here. This is absolutely horrible. Copy, cuz this is just shite. I'm doing this right now. Where is it? Cuz I've got to save this one for future posterity. I've never seen a story so jacked in my damn life that made so much nonsense make make no sense at all. And we're going to upload. Nope, this is not it. I've got a dog over here that's, and we're going to save this page right here because this is save. Save pages with errors, save screenshot. I'm gonna also save this in my web archive and email the results because that's just freaking crazy. I've never read a story so jacked in my life. Somebody needs to explain this to me. Biden couldn't edit himself. What makes you think that he could edit anything here? He's given a set of speaking orders, and that's what he speaks about. And that's it. He does not have any thought of his own. Oh, yeah. This guy's an idiot. Whoever wrote this is an idiot. Just absolute moron. Well, it looks like that guy finally went away. And I'm personally saving this page because it is the most screwed up thing that I've ever seen in my life. Great example of a Biden speech. Oh my, I just got coffee, which in the morning is liquid gold. Again, hello. Mm-hmm. Stars eat me good morning. Yeah, that's what all of this Brown v. Board. The only reason that they're bringing it up is for that, and it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me. So let's see what kind of bullshit fact checks they're doing. Um, what more fact checks do we've got here? Second scourge is battering Brazil's flooded south. Disinformation. Sao Paulo. While flooding that has devastated Brazil's Rio Grande do Sul state has yet to subside, another scourge has spread across the region. Disinformation on social media that has hampered desperate efforts to get aids to hundreds of thousands in need. Among fake postings that have stirred outrage that official agencies aren't conducting rescues in Brazil's southernmost state, that bureaucracy is holding up donations of food, water, and clothing. One persistent rumor contends that the authorities are concealing hundreds of corpses, said Jario George, mayor of the hard-hit city of Canoas, whatever. George and other officials say hidden actors behind the postings are exploiting the crisis to undermine trust in the government. Okay. Because of that, many didn't leave their homes in this emergency. Some might have died because of it. Okay. Floods over the past few weeks have killed 149 people. Brazil became a hotbed for disinformation ahead of the 2018 election won by Bolsonaro. During his presidency, adversaries found themselves fending off digital onslaughts. The Supreme Court has since launched one of the world's most aggressive efforts to stamp out the coordinated disinformation campaigns led by one controversial justice in particular who's overseen an investigation into the spread of false news, has ordered social media platforms to remove dozens of accounts. Okay. The army was spared online mudslinging during the presidency, of course. So, as of late Tuesday, all had expressed willingness to cooperate except for X, according to Messiah's office. The platform's owner recently rallied against the Supreme Court justice's decision to restrict users' accounts, accusing them of muzzling free speech and drawing praise from Bolsonaro and his allies. X didn't immediately respond to an email request and comment. Why would they have to? You also have to understand it's not a publicly traded company anymore. It's a privately owned company. Isn't that amazing? Privately owned company is telling people to go fuck off. I love it. I love it whenever they tell them to no, we're not doing you. We're not dealing with you. We're done dealing with you. We're not going to have any more to say to you, about you, or with you, or anything. See you, bye. F off. They really don't like it that X has said, piss off. Falsehood orchestrated, aimed at making people stop believing in public agents. Yes, as you should. Don't trust your government. Why would you trust your government, the same government that looks to destroy you? Why would you trust what they say? I mean, to give somebody goodwill, to give them that bit of slack, they have to prove to you that they're not looking to screw you. I mean, if you get stabbed in the back enough times, you're going to say, yeah, I don't trust my government. Okay, what did I miss? Taking biscuits in the oven turned out great. Now waiting for the rest of the stuff. I just don't really care because AP is, of course, here they go. Associated Press's climate environmental coverage receives financial support from multiple private foundations. AP is solely responsible for all content. Yeah. And they give out the horrible fact checking. So what is the fact checking they have? JFK Airport project misinterpreted as not allowing bids from white male-owned businesses. Well, why would that be? What is it here? Claim businesses owned by white men are not allowed to bid on a $2.3 billion grant funding redevelopment of New York's JFK International Airport. Well, an AP's assessment is false, of course. The claim distorts an announcement made last month that $2.3 billion in contracts were awarded to minority and women-owned businesses. Okay. Maybe. Well, let's see what the announcement was. Okay. Well, let's see what that announcement was. We'll pull it up here and make sure that we have the volume turned up, and we will share this tab instead. How's this? Let's see what they have to say. Port Authority, New York, New Jersey.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to get started. Welcome to Building 111. I'd like to introduce the Executive Director of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, Rick Cotton.
Good morning. Well, this is really quite a gathering. We do seem to have a little mismatch between attendees and chairs, but that allows us to say that we had a standing room only event. So congratulations to the advanced team. I'm going to quickly run through some acknowledgments and then make a few remarks, and then we will have many of our distinguished guests offer some comments of their own. But in terms of acknowledging who's in the audience, and I will do this quickly because for many of these individuals, we'll come back to them for the program. Congressman Gregory Meeks is here. Queensboro President Donovan Richards. Assembly Member Alicia Heineman. Jalissa Gutierrez, the New York State Chief Diversity Officer.
Diversity, huh? Okay.
Former New York City Comptroller Bill Thompson. Jennifer Almond, CEO of New Terminal One. New Terminal One's general contractor, represented by Eric Reed, Executive Vice President, AECOM Tishman.
Okay, so we're stroking everybody's ego here.
So this is a great day. It really is.
Okay,
it's an inspiring day. Welcome, first of all, to Building 111. That's the building you're standing in. It is mission control of the JFK historic transformation. And there's a story actually behind Building 111. It was not in the shape that you currently see it. It was one of the first projects that the Port Authority undertook itself in terms of a total top to bottom renovation. We're here because Building 111 is the central hub for our $19 billion transformation of JFK. $19 billion.
Okay.
But we're also here for another reason, because this building, the renovation of it, was for us a poster child for what we wanted to achieve across the airport. It was built almost entirely by minority and women-owned business enterprises.
Huh. So there's where this story is coming from. They see this as a crowning achievement. Chief Diversity Officer. They're literally Soviet Area Commissioner doing the same damn job. Exactly. Which I love work, and I know I'm retired and work at our local grocery store, which I love. I work in their deli and their main cook, and many days I'm called in as early as someone called in ill. Yeah. But the AP said false, huh? Well, no. They changed the wording. So pay attention to their wording first. Their claim is this: businesses owned by white men are not allowed to bid on a $2.3 billion grant funding to redevelopment of New York's JFK International Airport. Okay. But that's not what people were claiming. People were claiming this particular building that was being built was, they weren't even given the opportunity to, because the only people that got the bids were the minority and women-owned businesses. A majority of those bids went to them. That was what the claim actually was, but they changed the wording of the claim because they're saying businesses owned by white men. That's not what people were claiming. What they were claiming is they were not they were completely excluded from being able to bid. And there's a possibility that those bids may have been really lowballed. These white businessmen may have had such higher bids that they were just like, yeah, we're not paying that. We're going to go for the lowest bidder. Now, those lower bids might have taken a complete, absolute haircut and may have gone out of business because they bid it too low. It does happen. I know that during the Olympics, that was what they wanted. They wanted to get people that were of a certain ethnicity to bid. So they made sure to release what they were expecting for the lowest possible bid ahead of time to basically minority and women-owned businesses. Those bids were put out by the Olympic Committee because they wanted diversity. Now, it was the Olympic Committee in Atlanta. Okay. Now, little secret about the Olympic Committee. They also came in. There was a white business owner that had these nice little warehouses down in a particular district that they wanted to build housing. What they said is they wanted to build affordable housing that was going to be converted over after the Olympics. I mean, he didn't want to sell because he thought that the property was worth a lot more than what they wanted to buy it for. And mysteriously, every single one of his buildings went up in flames. One of them was, it looked like somebody was playing with matches in there. Another one, it looked like it was an electrical fire. Another one, there was a bum that was sleeping in the doorway and set fire to it. But it was weird that it was all of his. They came in, they offered him this bid that was lowballed, and he said, "No, I'm not selling. That my property's worth much more than that." And so they burned his property down. Then they came back and they offered him even less. And whenever they came back and offered him less, he took the insurance money and he said, "Oh, well, now that it's a shell, most of the work's been done. So I'm raising my price on it." And he did. He still wouldn't sell it to him. Amazing how it worked out. They never got those properties. And whenever the Olympics was over and all of that stuff faded away, he sold that property for even more than what the Olympic Committee wanted to buy it for. Oh, they threw fines on him for having property that was damaged, and he just went in and paid for it to have it cleared out. Every time they'd write a code enforcement, he'd go in there and take care of whatever code enforcement it was. I remember pulling a whole, and he had a bunch of pianos and keyboards there that were stored, old B3 organs. He probably lost several $1 million worth of like pianos and B3 organs and C3 organs. Probably lost, I would say, a couple $1 million worth of musical instruments that were completely destroyed in those fires. But he still made a lot of money off of it. And he's continued to make money off of those buildings. Told him he would lease it out to him, but that's like I said, their story, that their claim that it's false. And I don't see any distortion. 2.3 billion in contracts were awarded to minority and women-owned businesses for the airport's redevelopment of one particular area. The $19 billion project has made it a priority to involve. Wait, made it a priority? What, you made it a priority? However, the bidding has been open to all. But the way that the bidding works is we tell them the minimum that we're gonna go after, and then they lowball, come in, and you know what? If we don't get the bid, that's fine. Let them have the bid. Let them take the hit. And that's what these companies will do, is they will take a big hit off of that, and it'll put them out of business. So they're not really doing a big favor to themselves by underbidding everybody. But they don't know that because you've taken away any agency. A spokesperson for the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, which runs JFK, said, "Fact, social media users are falsely claiming that certain businesses will be excluded based on race and gender of their owners." Uh-huh. New York just announced a historic $2.3 billion tax-funded grant to fix up the JFK International Airport. This grant, signed off by Kathy Huckel, I don't know, is exclusively for non-white or women-owned businesses. Read the post. Misspelling the governor's first name, Kathy. Kathy, whatever. Post goes on to say, "This is for us and made by us," misquoting a comment by New York Assemblywoman Alicia Hinman, who is black, discussing the funding. Huh. So she's the one that said that. Most other posts allege the 2.3 billion represented the entire cost of the project, of which I just don't care. New York is blocking white-owned businesses from bidding on the 2.3 billion renovation of JFK Airport. What does that sound like? Which received 15. Who cares how many If that's all that you're considering misinformation of what was put on X, then Jesus Christ, whoever their fact checkers are, and they really need to get their head out of their ass, because these are horrible fact checkers. If they're only going by what was posted on a social media platform, then Jesus, man, you need to really get your head out of your ass. "We knew it was for us," she says, referencing meetings that helped to ensure the participation of MREs. "For us to make sure that this community that we represent look like us." But these claims are distorting the announcement made by the April press conference. The 19 billion redevelopment has made it a priority, right? Made it a priority, but does not include a $2.3 billion grant earmarked for such businesses, and has already awarded billions of dollars to contracts to those that might be not part of that social economic group. The 2.3 billion refers to the amount in contracts that have been awarded as of February 2024. In 2018, based on disparity studies conducted by the Port Authority, the agency's Board of Commissioners instituted a participation goal of 20% minority-owned businesses and 10% women-owned businesses. Okay. It's stupid and ridiculous, because they are forcing something to happen instead of having people bid on something that should actually be bidding on it. This right here is why your segregation exists, because of this kind of shit. If you want to eliminate segregation, then stop segregating. Really easy. But you continually will divide, because this is an easier group to control. A country that is divided is easier to control than a country that is united. This is the purpose of your ruling class, is not to have us working as a whole country, but to have us divided. Have the northern states divided against the southern states. You remember, like I said, the Civil War wasn't what people think the Civil War was about. It's by foreign actors that want to separate our country. And people get tricked and fooled into wanting to have, oh, they're from the north, oh, they're from the south, oh, they're from California. It's all one country. We should be working for the same goal. But the more that one state separates from the other, more disruptive it becomes. It's easier to conquer a country that's divided. This was written about in the Federalist Papers back whenever they were trying to get the Constitution ratified. They spoke of this. Read the Federalist Papers. Just the first 10 chapters. Hell, I even covered those first 10 chapters. They want us separated. You keep a country separated, it's easier to control, it's easier to conquer. It'll eliminate any need for having a long drawn out war. You just let the country go to battle for itself, against itself. He added, "These companies have been carefully vetted and chosen through fair process." How is it a fair process? How is it a fair process if they were given what the bids were that they needed to have to compete? Well, of course, The other ones are not restricted from bidding on airport contracts. Such businesses have been awarded more than 5 billion in contracts as of February 2024, according to the Topolopsis. The project is also prioritizing contracts with local businesses, regardless of race or gender. In New York, to be certified as a male, white, black, indigent business, it must be at least 51% owned, operated, and controlled by citizens or permanently. Like I said, they are trying to separate you again. It's amazing how they want us separated. Ah, private investors building or expanding terminals are footing 15 billion of the redevelopment. I don't care. So, so you're basically confirming everything that was said. Melissa Golden, you're an idiot. Sorry, Melissa, you're an idiot. You just got suckered into a big lie. Gotta love it. I love it whenever people get suckered into the lie and they think that they're doing the work of God. They think they're doing the work of God. Well, guess what? The company that wants our presidential debates, it's gone. It's gone for this one. You know why? Because Biden and Trump trading barbs agreed to only two presidential debates in June and September. And the first one's going to be on CNN. The second will be on September 10th, hosted by ABC. Huh, on my birthday. Funny. On my birthday, they will be having their second debate. So the first one will be on June 27th, hosted by CNN. The next one will be ABC. The quick agreement on the timetable followed the Democrats' announcement that he would not participate in the fall presidential debates sponsored by the nonpartisan commission that has organized them for more than 3 decades. Biden's campaign instead proposed the media outlets directly organize debates between the presumptive Democrat and Republican nominees. The debate is so unusually early on the political calendar that neither Biden nor Trump have formally accepted his party's nomination. Now, what does that tell you? It pretty much tells you that these court cases that you're hearing about Trump being involved in are absolutely bullshit. Yeah, September 10th is my birthday. That's your wife's birthday. Yeah, imagine to my surprise, whenever I woke up on September 11th, that fine particular morning, what was it, 2006, and it, 2002? Jeez, I always forget. But woke up that morning. I do remember what happened as I was listening to the morning guys, and all I heard was about a plane hitting a building. I was like, huh. Sort of half awake. I was like, they were like talking about this plane, and I thought it was part of their comedy show because the morning guys always did like the comedy stuff, and that's what I'd wake up to in the morning. I'm listening to it. I didn't have much to drink the night before, so I wasn't hungover or anything. I'm waking up and they're just like talking about this plane, and so I got up to turn on the news to see what they were talking about. And as soon as I turned it on, that's whenever the second plane hit the towers. Yeah, I do remember that. Like as soon as I turned on the TV, and yeah, so I remember. I remember every detail. I was taking my wife to a dentist appointment. Yeah, a lot of people remember. Hours later, Biden said he accepted an invitation from CNN, adding, "Over to you, Donald." And he said, "Let's get ready to rumble." Trump said he'll arrange his own transportation. Biden wrote on X, oh, why is he writing on X? Because they spread disinformation. Working on a jab about the perks of incumbency. I'll bring my plane too. I plan on keeping it for another 4 years. Yeah, I'm sure you do. But of course, they'll trade barbs on social media. Trump, for his part, said Biden's worst debaters ever faced. He can't put two sentences together. Well, neither can the AP, or two paragraphs at that. In response, Kennedy accused Biden and Trump of trying to exclude me from their debate because they're too afraid I would win. Keeping viable candidates off the debate stage undermines democracy. Well, we're not a democracy, Kennedy, so go F off. Because we know that you're just the third party and you probably don't have a chance. If you had a chance, Kennedy, then all you have to do is get out there and speak. Don't really care because the debates are just going to be hilarious and stupid. And he agreed to a third debate, this one hosted by Fox. I wouldn't do one with Fox. Fox can go F off. Please let this truth serve as represent. I hereby accept debating crooked Joe Biden on Fox News. The date will be Wednesday, October 2nd. The host will be Brett Baier and Martha Collum. Thank you, Donald J. Trump. Whatever. Don't care. Doesn't matter. Because what's even funnier is this. Harris accepts debate invite to face off with Trump's vice president pick. So she's accepted a debate invite. And Trump hasn't even announced a running mate. I mean, come on. Good morning, Jessica. How you doing this morning? Good to see you. Yes. That is so crazy. So it's Harris accepts debate invite to face off with Trump's VP pick. Well, who in the hell was the VP pick? I mean, we have no idea. Asshole took up parking spot up there. What dick. So VP Camel Toe Harris has accepted an invitation from CBS News to debate Donald Trump's vice presidential pick this summer. Of course, we don't know who his running mate is, and so she already accepted. But who did she accept it from? Well, she said she told the network Tuesday, July 23rd or the 13th, and encouraged the Trump campaign to agree to one of the dates or eventual vice president pick. If I were Trump's campaign, I would say, well, I'm glad you're doing that, but we don't feel the need to debate you because there's nothing to debate. That's how I would react to her. Who cares about you, Cameron? It's amazing to me that she's accepting something and setting the date and the time that they want to do this. I just would say no. Trump, in an interview with TMJ4 taped from New York, said there was a pretty good chance he would announce his VP pick at the GOP convention in Milwaukee, which begins on July 15th, rather than before. I don't say anything is 100%, but you're getting pretty close. I'll be doing it in Milwaukee. We're going to have a great time. The announcement comes after Joe Biden and Trump agreed to 2 debates. The debates are not expected to take place before live audiences. What? The debates are not expected to take place before live audience, a key demand of the Biden campaign that contributed to its decision to ditch the debates organized by the Commission on Presidential Debates, which organized every presidential and vice presidential general election debate since 1988. So the debates are not going to happen in front of a live audience. Are you stupid? I see shenanigans happening already. I see shenanigans happening already. That means it's going to be cut, clipped, edited. Told you it was going to be an interesting election. Told you that over a year ago. This election is going to be interesting. More shenanigans. I wouldn't have debated him. I wouldn't have done anything. I would have just let him do anything. Yeah, does speak volume about Biden's mental abilities. Like Jake Paul insisting that Mike Tyson have his hands cuffed behind his back blindfolded and he gets hammers instead of boxing gloves. Right. Morning, y'all. Taking a break after a busy morning. And you know the worst part is? Mike Tyson would probably still beat him. Bite that damn ear off. Ah. Why did AP call Maryland state primaries for also Brooke Harrison? So yeah, that's the stupidity that we saw. I'm gonna pull this up. Just want to make sure that this actually pulled it up there. Don't care. Damn it. Yep, I got it in there because it says during Thursday visit by litigants and their families. Yep, it's in there. That's what I was looking to do. So it's been saved in there. It's been saved in there just to show how screwed up the AP is, that they cannot properly write a freaking story. Stupid odds. Ah, and they're having a mute button. Taking a break after a busy morning. Oh, well, I'm glad you are. Glad you are. And they are having a mute button, of course. Howdy and good morning. I agree with that. Yes. This will backfire on Biden. I don't think so. I don't think so. Biden does not want to be distracted, and they do not want people to see his aides in his ears for answers. Yes, very much so. Well, because he's going to have all of his what he wants to say, and it leaves it just open for editing. So they'll be able to take out of context Trump's things that Trump say. They'll be able to make Biden sound like he's more clear. And Biden would not agree to doing a live debate. An absolute live debate he would not do. Why would he not do a live debate? Well, because he's going to have to read off the freaking teleprompter the things that they tell him to say. If I were Trump, I would just say, have a good one. I don't have any need to debate you because I will win. And if you can't do a live debate, then F off. They'll have boos and hisses and cheers piped in for each person. It's going to be the worst reality TV that you could possibly ever see. Yeah. Biden is a puppet in everything. Yeah, I'm just like, see ya. No, thank you. Don't want to have anything to do with you. Well, it looks like my froze up. Did I? I think I froze up. Yeah, everything's acting really funky on me. It's okay. Well, I'm going to close that. 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 Close that. Close this. Because all I see in the news is absolute bullshit. I don't have any need to talk about Palestine. I don't have any need to talk about Hezbollah and their new tactics against Israel as the war in Gaza drags on as it has for the past, I don't know how many thousands of years it's dragged on. It's been thousands of years, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like it happened overnight. Show Biden deadlifting 1,000 pounds immediately after the debate. Yeah, it is very true. That is exactly what will happen. That is exactly what will happen. What the hell? Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. And let's see what we've got here. I've got to do something real quick. Why is it acting so screwy? Maybe if I put it over here. There it is. And bookmarks. There we go. Let me see if this is playable. Oh, this is hilarious. I saw this earlier today, or I should say sometime yesterday. Yeah, it was sometime yesterday. Share this tab instead. This is pretty damn funny.
Alright. You've got permission. Yeah. What, even to ask people? I've never seen a beggar or anybody begging, asking people to put it on their card. I'm not begging. Okay? I'm not begging. What are you doing? Playing music. Yeah, but who asked you to? Who asked you? You get permission from our council? Yes. If you weren't begging, you would be playing music for free. I am playing it for free, technically. Why are you getting no money then? Because people want to give me money. No, you don't ask for that. You don't put that label. I'm not asking for it. You are. Tap to give tips for £2. That is begging. Alright. Don't you know the difference? I'll ask Cara Council if you've got permission. They can arrest you.
She's just like, okay, if you must. I'm not begging. I don't care. You can tip if you want to. I love it. I love it. And you saw the ad that it says no Asians, right? This is an old one. This is hilarious. This is so funny. Make sure it doesn't have. Oh yeah, here we go. So this was an ad. I believe it was in Australia. I mean, when he places hands on the Bible. Here we go. This one is pretty good.
And is a suburb of Adelaide, but it's the advert's last sentence that brought out a local TV reporter's crusading instincts.
I'd just like to ask you a few questions about the house you've got for sale.
Well, I'd rather not answer it.
Why not?
Because I don't want to. I'm not going to spell my business to anybody over there. Yeah, no.
Well, I'm not interested in how much you want for the house. I'm just interested in why you don't want any Asians to buy it and move in.
Well, because the simple reason they're too Asian.
Why don't you want Asians moving into your house?
Because I don't like the Asians, that's all there is.
You don't want them in your place?
They're just a mob of crooks, that's all they are.
And that there's a law against what you're doing?
Well, no one has told me that, and I mean to say even the
You
Asians...
think it's wrong?
Even the Asian himself, he said, I can have my sign up. If I get a buyer, I can sell it.
But you won't sell it to an Asian person?
If they come up with a buyer, yes. All they're interested about is just to put the sign up. That's all. I've had agents, I haven't knocked them back.
What would... Oh, no, agents. Did you know
Asians, I'm sorry. Well, that's a bad experience.
is that what you say, no Asians?
No.
You say no agents.
Agents, sorry.
Yeah. No agents. They misinterpreted what he said in the paper. He said no agents, dummy. Ah, I love it. You ever seen a woman with very long hair? No soup for you. Embarrassing, isn't it? The power of words. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. Ah, speaking of beautiful, here we go. Here's going to be something really beautiful for you to look at. There you go. That's some hair right there. Hmm. Have you seen hair that goes all the way down where it's dragging the ground? That that's not extensions. That's just straight up long hair. You're just like, no. Could you imagine trying to brush that out? Uh, could you imagine trying to brush that out? Oh my gosh. That would be crazy. I could not imagine trying to brush that mane out at all. I had long hair, but geez Louise, that's some hair. Oh man. Ah, what is this? Nope, I'm gonna show that. Oh, oh my God. Sometimes the music is killing me. Oh, this was good. Here we go. You want to see Florida man? Ah, number 47. Wow, I knew a lady with hair to her ankles until she got cancer. Oh, looks looks great until you slam it in a car door and try to walk away. Mine's not quite that long, but it's long and brushed. It takes a good hour. Good Lord. Ah, it's at one time my hair was down to the back of my knees. Never again. Yeah, at one point my hair was down to uh, just right above my belt, and I was so happy to cut that off. I didn't cut my hair from, let's see, from 1990 to about, was it 2000? I think it was around 2000 whenever I cut my hair, and that was just to get it around my shoulder blades, and then I cut it. I cut it completely. Well, I didn't cut it completely off. Then I cut it about shoulder length, and then it was about the time that I met my wife that I just. It was actually right before I met my wife that I cut it short, and I haven't gone back to growing it out long since. Just no, thank you. Off subject, check out DUI's latest on judge grudge removal. Oh my gosh, I might do that this morning. I'll do that. Most definitely. I will be checking that out. So what'll happen today is I'm gonna hit a spot where the stream is gonna go down. I'm gonna send you guys over to Mo. And not quite yet, but probably when I'm running low on internet space. Let me show you one more real quick. And this is pretty cool.
Your new neighbors that moved in, right? Yeah. Welcome to the neighborhood. I just for evidence, don't worry. I wanted to let you know that we've been chatting. There's no washing your car in the driveway.
There's no rules. It's not an HOA neighborhood.
Yeah, well, we have a group of people here, and it may not be a real HOA, but it's a club, and we think it's trashy. We're going to get you evicted from here.
Explain something to you. Number one is
Oh.
don't come into my.
I'm not sure why you're advancing on me, sir.
I'm advancing on you because you're in my driveway. In the state of Florida, let me tell you something. You come in my domain, cause yourself some problems, okay? You can take that any way you want to.
Okay, sir. Well,
I can wash my truck
I feel
in my
like
driveway.
you're scaring me. I'm calling the. You're the new neighbors that moved in, right?
You're scaring me. Like, you came into my neighborhood. You came into my home. You come onto my property. You come into my driveway, attacking me. Well, I'm gonna have hell to pay. A group of people. Karen and her husband. Yeah. Yeah, it is fake, but funny. Get off my property. Get off my property. You're not welcome on my property. Don't ever come here again, woman. Hey, you're not allowed to wash your car. And you should, welcome to the neighborhood, but you can't wash your car. It's like, F off, lady. Oh, man. Oh, my. Oh, my. This is a really good one here. You'll like this. So lady called about her dryer having a D90 code. What is a D90 code? Let's find out.
Customer said her LG dryer was showing a D90 code.
This is why you clean out your lint trap. This is why you clear out your lint trap, ladies and gentlemen. Always clean that thing out. Oh, so this is amazing how many fires are caused by derps not cleaning out the dryer hose out. Yeah. And here's something I caught the other day. Someone that was gaming put this out. Says, "Daddy, I want you." Oh, go mute it because it's got music in it. And guy responds, says, "What?" Big kissy. Says, "I think you have the wrong person." And then of course she says, "I don't think so, Daddy." He says, "This is not your dad." He says, I know you're my daddy." And he was like, "No, this is Ken." Says, "From math class. I sit right in front of you." She says, "I know who you are." And says, "Then why are you calling me daddy? Come over and I'll show you." How could I be your dad? We're the same age. Do you need help finding him? It's really late. Says, "Are you in trouble? Maybe I should call the police." So like, oh my God, never mind. So, and then talks to his buddy Kevin. Says, "Yo, did Gracie text you?" He says, "Yeah, I think she's looking for her dad." He says, "She wants to hook up with you." Like, she does? She's so hot. Did she invite you over? Didn't she just invite you over? I said, "No, she keeps calling me daddy." It's like, oh, dude, that means she wants to bang. He says, "It does?" "Yes, dude." "Are you sure?" Like, calling a boy daddy is hot. Have you ever feisty time texted before? He's like, "No, not like this. This feels weird." "That doesn't matter." "Feels like it matters." He's like, "Dude, like, I'm not her dad. Like, why would she want to hook up with her dad? That's like super illegal and weird. Stop thinking it's so hard." "Why? Do you want to hook up with her?" "Yeah." "Like, then let her call you daddy. Let her call you anything. It's Gracie, man. Let her call me poopy fart brain if it turned her on." "Okay, you're right." Well, daddy was just teasing. Back to Gracie. Says, "Want to come over?" And there he is. "What's your address?" "See you soon, daddy." "See you soon, mommy." "Huh?" "Yes, mom." "Why are you calling me that?" What do you mean, mommy?" "Kiss, kiss, kiss." What's wrong with it? What's wrong, mother? Yeah, I hate the daddy thing. It is weird. Yeah, yeah, it is weird. Oh, house I purchased was 18-year-old's vents had never been cleaned. Not only did I have the dryer vent taken care of, but had the entire ventilation system cleaned. What came out? Oof, yeah. Imagine that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is coming that time of day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down this stream. I'm going to fire up possibly another one later. No guarantees that I will. I do have to meet with the wife for lunch. She'll probably be heading home maybe a little bit early or heading back to the Airbnb a little bit early, and then we'll go and yeah, I will. I'll be sending you guys tomorrow. Um, I probably will not do another stream until Monday. I'm not sure I'll be able to make it in for a Friday Night Live. Um, if I am, then hopefully they're still going whenever I make it in. If they are, I'll jump on for as long as I possibly can and holler at you guys. Um, but yeah, it'll be an interesting night nonetheless. I'm going to be spending it with my lovely wife. But in the meantime, I'm going to send you guys over to see Mo. She's going to show you guys some love, and then she'll probably drop you in over at Baker's stream and to have a wonderful time watching more of the Karen Reed trial, which I have not been able to keep up with because I've been just busy as all get out trying to get just spend time with my wife, a little bit of a vacay time. Yeah, if I remember correctly, the cleaning would be the dryer, then purchase new hoses and hook up outside, partially direct to being at least not that long. Yeah. You're flying a chopper, aren't you? Yes. Yes. You too can join me in the deepest, darkest annals of history. Yeah. So and I'm sure my speech and everything is completely off, but I'll be back doing the normal YouTubey things whenever it happens. So good seeing all you fine folks, and have a wonderful day. Say hi to Mo. Make sure you hit the thumbs in on thumbs up on the way out and all that kind of stuff. So peace, y'all. Peace.
Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.